Hello my dear friends, this is Ritu and welcome to my channel. We meet again with a new recipe, and today again I am going to do a very different recipe for you. So let me go through the ingredients. The first ingredient is the yogurt. This is homemade yogurt, and preferably for any baking you do at home which will be eggless, you need thick yogurt. So I have around 2.5 tablespoons of thick yogurt. Then I have 1 cup of whole wheat flour. I have a half cup of almonds, which I'll be chopping. Then I have 3/4 cup of sugar. I have around 3/4 cup of butter. This is salted butter. Then I have half teaspoon of baking soda. I have 1 teaspoon of almond essence, and I have 1.5 teaspoon of baking powder. Now my star ingredient is this, and this is not desiccated coconut. It's coconut which I extracted the milk from. So this is that residue. And what I'm going to do is, instead of making it totally out of wheat flour or all-purpose flour, I'm going to use this the coconut, and this is totally done at home. What I did was this is all of 2 coconuts over here. What I have done is I have taken 2 coconuts. I've grated them with a grater. Then I put it in the mixie jar with enough water, and then extracted the milk out of it. This is what was the residue which was left. Then I put it in a pan and I dry roasted it, and it's turned into a powder. And I'm going to use this for this recipe. So I start this recipe by adding the butter to the mixing bowl, and I have my hand blender over here. And with this, I'm going to whisk this butter till it starts changing the color. I had 3/4 cup of sugar. So what I did was I added 1/4 cup, and then I mixed it. So you can see even the butter has changed a bit of color, and even the sugar is blending slowly but surely. And here we have the rest of the sugar. Now this will go into with the butter in 2 batches. I add little, and then the rest after this all comes together. As you can see, the granules are very much visible at the moment, the sugar granules, and it still needs to be mixed. So now I add the last lot of the sugar, and then what I'm going to do is just bring it all together like this, and then just give it a good mix. Then I do it with a hand blender. My whisking is not yet complete. I'm still at it, and as you can see, the butter has changed some color, but it is not as light as it should be, mainly also because I'm using the brown sugar. So my whisking is continuing, it's not finished, done yet. But what I'm going to do is now add the essence, the almond essence, and then the yogurt. The almond essence and the yogurt is here, and then I start my whisking. I've creamed the butter, sugar, yogurt, and the essence, and even the butter has come up to a light color. That's even along with the brown sugar. So now I move on to the next step, and that is going to be sifting of the wheat flour, the baking powder and the baking soda. I'm doing it directly into the bowl because not a big quantity. Then I will bring it all together. The flour is also in, and I've blended it with my hand blender till this stage. Just mixed it, actually not too much, because it's only the wet ingredient that needs a lot of work, not the dry. So you can see the batter of the dough, the dough, I wouldn't say batter, the dough consistency. It is still, because I still have to add the coconut. And then this coconut, this is going to be almost like a gluten-free cookie, because I have added wheat flour. If I use a different flour, a gluten-free flour, this is a very good recipe for gluten-free cookies. So I've added the coconut, and I'm just folding it in slowly with a gentle hand. Now the last ingredient has also gone in, that's the chopped almonds, and the dough is a bit firm, so maybe I'll be adding a little milk, like with a tablespoon. Don't pour in, and then I'll just fold in everything together. No vigorous mixing at this stage. My dough is ready. I've mixed up everything, and I realize I don't need to add anything else to it. So not added any milk to it to maybe make it a bit soft. It is soft enough. Then what I've done is I've lined a baking tray with baking paper, and I've also greased it. So with maybe a little oil, and now I'm going to make balls of this dough and keep it at a little distance from each other. This is work in progress. I've portioned the whole dough into small sizes. Then I'm making balls out of this dough. Just roll it like you would do for a chapati, and then I flattened it between my palms, and I'm laying it on the baking sheet, and then it goes into an oven. I've already set my oven to preheat, and it has to go into a preheated oven. So now this is all the cookies are on the baking trays, and they're ready to be popped into the oven. The oven has been heating for around 10 minutes now, 10 to 15 minutes, and I'm preheating it at 220 degrees Celsius. I'll lower the temperature a bit to 180, and I'll bake them. Because my oven doesn't have a fan, I need to turn the tray around. But if your oven has a fan, so you don't need to turn the tray around midway in the cooking, while the cookies are baking. So here it goes. Because I have two trays, so this is the first tray, and there's another tray going down. In the lowermost rack, and 10 minutes, then I come and have a look at it. This is almost halfway through. Now it's been 10 minutes in the oven, and I've just come to turn the trays around. Not only have I turned the trays around, the down tray I've put on top, the front part I've turned it around. So I think another 10 minutes, and they should be ready, done. And I should mention over here that I've used home wheat flour, the atta flour we have at home, we use for chapatis and all. I use that flour. I'm not going for any special flour, and it works very well with me. Sometimes when I'm baking from home for home, I use that flour for even the cakes also. Both the trays are out, and I'm letting the cookies cool down. I bake the cookies for another 10 minutes more, and now they've cooled down. I baked them again because I felt they were a little underdone, and now they are here and they're ready. They are going to be a bit chewy cookies. The coconut cookies, homemade coconut cookies, are usually a bit chewy ones. So here I have the end result, as I say, the finale of my whole efforts. Almond coconut cookies, baked a little bit my way. Also, these could be made totally gluten-free. Instead of the wheat flour, we can substitute it with the almond flour or any other gluten-free flour which you might have at home. And baking is always a pleasure. It is so it is so fruitful. One by one, keep on blending everything together, and end results come out so nice and delicious. So I hope you will also enjoy it as much as I enjoyed it. Bye for now, and have a good weekend.